Hello and welcome to Maverick Learners. In this video, we will take a look of this keyword. So first of all, let us understand what is the meaning of this keyword. So this is a reference variable that refers to the current class instance variable. So to understand this concept, we have to take an example and then clarify the whole concept of it. So for that, let us make an example of it. So for example, we are going to create a text document, give the name as sample. Now let's edit it. Here we will give the class name as sample, enter. Let us design the basic syntax of a class. Now this is the whole syntax of a class in Java. Now to understand the concept of usage of this keyword, we need to create one more class. So let's suppose give the name of the class as simple, and inside class simple we are going to give a variable over there. Now we are going to create a constructor over there, and the constructor will take variable as b and will be used in the constructor. So what we want to send a value from static class main into the class simple, and then we want to return that value. Okay, so for that we have to create an object of class simple, and we are going to give the name of the object as a is equal to new simple. Okay, and now suppose if we send some value from here, suppose 10, then it will be stored in simple int b. And now if we want to copy that value into a different variable or in a current class instance variable, then what we have to do, just write a is equal to b. Okay, so that will be enough. Now let us print the value of it. System.out.println, and to call this we have to write a.a. So to call a, we have to write a.a. How that will work? A is the object of class simple, as we have declared over there. As soon as we have created the object of class simple, the constructor will automatically run. Okay, so a is the name of the object and a is the variable which we want to access. Take a look what will happen if we try to run this. Okay, for that just type cmd, enter, change the directory. Now compile the file, sample dot. Now you can see it has been successfully compiled. Now if you're trying to run this, it will give the result as 10. Okay, but suppose if the programmer give the name of the variable accepted by the simple constructor the same as the variable name of the class simple, then what will happen? And try to run it again. It compiled successfully, but the result is over here 0. This is because of the ambiguity. This is because during runtime the JVM is unable to understand which a we have to call. Okay, this is because of ambiguity. So in the case of ambiguity, we need to solve this problem with the help of using this keyword. So by using this keyword, it will represent the current class instance variable. So if we write this over here, okay, then this a will represent the current class instance variable a of class simple. Okay, so now if you run it, it will give no error, as well as the result will be 10 only. Okay, now let's save it and try to run it. You can see the result is 10. Okay, now there are multiple ways of usage of this keyword, but in this video we will only look after the usage of this keyword as reference variable and for invoking constructor and also for methods. Okay, so we have seen the usage of this keyword as a reference variable in here, and now we will move to the constructor. Okay, so to invoke a constructor, previously we have already constructed a constructor over there, but to understand the concept of using this keyword to invoke a constructor, we need to add one more constructor. Okay, so I am going to write simple. So this is a kind of constructor overloading. We will cover the concept of overloading after few videos. For now, just keep it simple and try to understand in this way only. Okay. In this example, we want to invoke the constructor without parameter, and from this constructor we want to invoke the constructor with parameters. Okay. So for that, here I have to write this, and you can send any value to it. Okay, because this 5, this represents the current class constructor, which means simple and 5, as we have sent a parameter over there, so it will found the best match over there. So simple 5 means int a will be holding the value of 5, which means, so the syntax of the constructor match, and that's why this 5 will call the simple int a constructor. Okay, so now let's write one more line over there to make sure that which constructor is being called. System.out.println. So I'm going to write 10 over there so that it can be easier for us to understand which constructor has been called first. Okay, so and now here we will print it with the same value, system.out.println, and put the value of a. That's what we want. Okay, so as we want to call a constructor without a parameter first, so we have to send no value over here. Okay, this line will help to invoke the constructor without parameter, and after the invocation of this constructor, this 5 will be invoked. That means this represents the current class constructor, which means simple int a, and thereby the value of a will be printed over here. As 5 is the value of a, then 5 will be printed in this line. Now to notice an important thing over here, I am going to delete this a. Okay, so now let's save it and try to run it. It has been successfully compiled, and if you run it, and the result is as what we wanted, 5 then 10, and there is simple @15db9742. So what is this simple @15db9742? So this is the reference address that this is pointing to. Okay, so now we can do the same thing using a method also. So for that I am going to delete this and write void meth. This is for method 1, and this is for, so this is again method overloading. Again we will discuss it later. Now if you try to call it, then you have to write one more line over there, because as soon as we have written this line, the constructor will automatically be invoked. But in the case of method, we have to give the name of the object followed by the method name. So here I am going to call the empty method. Okay, so rest of the thing will be the same. So now let's have a look what will happen if we try to run this. There will be an error. So what kind of error will be? So let's see. You can see there is an error called to this must be first statement in the constructor. Okay, So we can't call a method using a this in this manner. Okay, so to call it perfectly we have to add one more thing over there, that is meth, the name of the method, and after that the value of the variable that we want to send over here. Okay, let's again save it and try to run it. Now you can see there is no error and the result is as what we have wanted. Okay, now to prove that this points to the reference variable and it contains the reference address of it, let's make a small change over here so that we can find the result of it also. Okay, so to prove that on using this keyword it helps to hold the reference address. Okay, I am going to make a small change over here. So I am going to write this, and as this will hold the current reference address, and in the similar way A will be pointing to the same reference address. Okay, what we have created. What that means, here this is pointing to A, and here also A is pointing to the variable of class simple as a reference variable. Okay, so let's save it and try to run it. Now you can see both the address written by it are same. Okay, so both the line system out println this and system out println A, both are referring to the same address. Okay, so you can see both address are similar. So this proves that using these keywords helps us to point to the same reference address. Okay, so this was the whole concept of usage of this keyword. There are more couple of ways of using this keyword, but we don't need to know it right now. So if required we will learn it later, but for now just remember these three ways of using this keyword: as a reference variable, to invoke constructor, and to invoke method. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you.